Rejection can be painful, but it can also be the fuel that propels you into the next chapter of your life. And in anime, this is especially true. Today, we've got a list of anime where the main character gets his heart broken through rejection, only for the girl to regret her decision later on. Welcome back to Animeology. This is a list of anime that you definitely do not want to miss out on. Number 10, My Little Monster. A brilliant series that made huge waves across its initial run and still remains fresh in our minds since the first day we saw it. My Little Monster really reminds us why we love romance anime and why we can't help but keep coming back for more. Focusing on Shizuku, a hard-working and extremely studious student with a clear vision of her future and no time whatsoever for boys and friends. And Haru, her classmate that barely even shows up in class. One day, Shizuku is tasked with delivering Haru's homework to his house. A beautiful and pristine relationship blossoms from there, starting off as a close-knit and tight friendship. Haru is an innocent and simple boy, with no bad bone in his body. Shizuku can't help but be drawn to him. A really beautiful and touching story about two very different individuals being extremely open and intimate with each other. There are no fancy supernatural abilities, sci-fi, or interesting twists. Just a well-written and extremely engaging romance that embodies everything great about a romance anime.
僕ねじまって言って小学校の頃一度同じクラスだったんだけど。
そうだっけ？
Number 9, Love and Lies. An awesome romance series that still runs as a manga since as early as 2014. There is a lot here with Love and Lies, seeing an awesome live-action film and a brilliant anime series that you definitely need to check out. Set in the near future, we follow a group of children that have turned 16 years old and are then assigned by the government to be partnered up with one another in an effort to increase the country's declining birth rate. Those who don't marry their partners actually have to face serious penalties, and everyone is sort of forced to love one another. We meet Yukari Nejima finally confessing his love to schoolmate and longtime crush Misaki Takasaki, and discovers she has liked him back. But when he's 16, he's assigned to another girl, Ririna. As you can imagine, this kicks off a series of heavy emotional twists and turns, as we follow these teens as they try to forge a relationship, come to terms with what it is they truly want, and keep their true feelings a secret from the government.
高崎さん。
ただしイケメンに限る。この言葉は俺の座右の銘だ。
Number 8, Masamune-kun's Revenge. A great romantic comedy type series, having seen a great deal of success as both a manga and a light novel. This is a seriously underrated anime series that you cannot miss. We follow Masamune Makabe, a chubby boy that had a close relationship with Aki Arakaki, a beautiful, wealthy girl. That is, until she cruelly rejected him and started calling him names. Masamune is determined to seek revenge against Aki and how badly she treated him, changing his diet, working out every day, becoming fit, handsome, and an extremely vain high schooler. Back in high school together, she does not recognize him, and Masamune attempts to make Aki fall in love with him just so that he can get revenge by rejecting her and embarrassing her. A pretty twisted romantic type anime series that sounds pretty hectic and is definitely quite unlike any that you've ever come across, with a lot of strong story points and some interesting chemistry between characters. Masamune-kun's Revenge is an anime series you do not want to miss out on.
わ、ラブレターすごいね。
いやどうかな。あれ、もしかして俺いきなりバレてね？
Number 7, Golden Time. Based on a highly successful light novel series, an anime, manga, and video game that has been well received by the anime series. Golden Time is a quality romantic anime series that is not afraid to really thicken the plot. We follow Banri Tada, a fresh new male student attending a private law school in Tokyo. We learn of a horrible fall from a bridge after his high school graduation that has left Banri with some kind of amnesia. He's pretty much lost all of his memories before the accident. We follow Banri as he tries to navigate his new school environment as he runs into another fresh new student, the beautiful Mitsuo. The two have an instant connection, but as things are looking good, Banri comes across another gorgeous girl by the name of Koko Kaga, a childhood friend of his that he made a vow to marry one day when they were children, as well as another student by the name of Linda. His very best friend from high school holds herself responsible for his memory loss. There's a lot to get into, so please check out Golden Time for yourself.
私にもちょうだい。
Number 6, Seen Yesterday for me. More of a coming-of-age series than a romantic one. This is a series that will really rip open some of the more complicated emotions you go through when growing up. Starting off way back in 1997, this series has seen nothing but continued success since then, with the well-received anime series finally impressing us in 2020. We follow Rikuo Uozumi, working a dead-end and aimless job at a convenience store in Tokyo after college. His boring and dead-end life is interrupted with the arrival of the beautiful Haru Nonaka, a beautiful girl that likes to stop by as a true grow of friendship. On top of that, we see the return of an old college friend and romantic interest, Shinako, moving back into town and attempting to rekindle a relationship with Rikuo. An interesting crossroads in the life of our young man, dealing with themes of sadness, sorrow, loneliness, isolation, and rejection. This is a coming-of-age anime series you do not want to miss out on.
じゃあ月並みだけど。
Number 5, Orange. A fantastic romance anime in the slice of life format. Well loved around the world, Orange has been transferred through manga, light novels, anime, and even as a film. The series itself concerns Naho Takamiya, a high schooler that receives a series of letters sent from herself 10 years in the future. Her future self asks about her biggest regrets, surrounding a new male transfer student by the name of Kakeru Naruse. It all sounds a bit fake, but these mysterious letters start to predict things that happen, and Naho has no idea what is going on. A curious and interesting tale that has a girl living her life according to what a bunch of curious letters are telling her to do. The series itself might sound lighthearted and fun, but trust us when we tell you that it goes to some very heavy and very dark emotional places. A great anime to check out, but definitely not as lighthearted as you might think.
オレンジのシャツにストライプのパンツ。和也くんだよね。
Number 4, Rent a Girlfriend. If you're looking to rent a girlfriend, you've come to the wrong place. But stick around to the end of the video, cause I'll tell you how. Kidding, don't rent a girlfriend. But do watch this anime, because it's actually fantastic. The story kicks off with our hero, Kazuya Kinoshita, a college student from Tokyo, breaking up with his girlfriend. Using an online dating app, our hero has a moment of weakness, or strength, I'm still not sure which, and decides to rent himself Chizuru Mizuhara, easily one of the most beautiful anime girls I've come across. She's actually so cute that it hurts. Another college student that works part-time as a rental girlfriend. Really proud of her 5-star rating, she hides in plain sight with a nerdy disguise. We can't help but laugh when we realize Kazuya slowly has no choice but to keep on renting her, taking her to family events, meeting his grandma. After a while, Kazuya realizes he just has to keep on lying to them and even picks up work at a karaoke bar just to pay and keep renting her. After a while, he starts to develop feelings for her, and that's when this series really takes things to another level.
自分ウサギかよって思ったらまた呼んで。
男がいるなら最初から言えや。
Number 3, Higehiro. One of the newer series on this list, this romantic comedy might have a bit of a strange core premise, but with some strong characters and extremely unique character dynamics, we couldn't help but glue our eyes to the screen. We meet a young and handsome worker by the name of Yoshida, finally getting the courage to confess his true love to his employer and longtime crush Airi Goto. Unfortunately, she rejects him, and our hero heads out with his friend in an effort to feel better. Heading home drunk, he comes across a teenage high school girl that doesn't have a place to sleep. She sleeps over at his place and he looks to kick her out the next day. We learn that this young teenager had a lot of problems at home and ran away in an effort to start a life for herself. Our hero can't help but pity her and lets her stay with him. Higehiro made huge waves across the anime community on release and is one that you definitely should check out. Number 2, Over the Sky, a fantastic teen fantasy anime movie that seriously impressed us. Although not making much money at the cinemas, more and more people around the world are checking out Over the Sky and realizing just what an underrated gem this film truly is. We follow a bunch of school kids as they discuss the boundary between time and space, with a web of emotions among the school kids themselves, with family drama distress and love and hatred between them all. An interesting series that isn't afraid to take a step back and really let the gravity of the situation sit in. At its heart, we have Honoko Matsumoto, a 17-year-old high schooler that is deeply in love with his childhood friend, Arata Kishimo, but cannot admit his love for her. We learn of an interesting combination of romance, powers, and light sci-fi in an anime film quite unlike any that we've ever come across. Really worth a watch.
そう今日からはさらに凄まじい苦労の連続となる。
Number 1, Nisekoi. An awesome romantic comedy that enters the harem side of things more than anything. Seeing a huge deal of success as a manga and light novel series, even having a video game, live action film, and 2 anime adaptations. Nisekoi is something that you should definitely be checking out for yourself. The series itself follows a high schooler by the name of Raku Ichijo, the son of the leader of a Yakuza gang, and his relationship with Chitoge Kirisaki, the daughter of the boss of a rival criminal gang. A modern-day anime Romeo and Juliet story, it's clear to see why Nisekoi is considered a modern classic, as the two can't help but get drawn to one another, with everything from school pressure, social pressure, and family pressure riding on our heroes. There is a lot here for our heroes to juggle and a lot here for any anime fan to really get into.